Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my top 12 fragrant roses of 2025. So I'll be slowly rounding up the year and sharing my most fragrant roses, and I actually have a list of nearly 30 very fragrant roses I've discovered this year I could choose from, but I have really chosen to share only 12 of the very best with you because I believe these are the true stunners, the ones that will really make people out there happy and be extremely fragrant. But let's go over them. And it should probably come as no surprise that the first one on the list is a very famous red rose on this channel. I think most of you know the rose I'm talking about. But let's go here and search it up. The first one on the list is, of course, Velvet Fragrance Rose. This rose, bred by Friar, is one of my absolute favorite roses on fragrance. I gave this one a 10 out of 10 for a reason, and that reason is there's nearly nothing as fragrant as this rose. It is truly the most fragrant rose, especially the most fragrant red rose I have ever had in my garden. Honestly, very few roses can compete with Velvet Fragrance. Wonderful, healthy, red variety. Very Gallica, Damask, and a bit of fruit. Traits it inherited from Deep Secret and Fragrant Cloud. Honestly, such an amazing red rose. For those of you that has been screaming about a good red rose and a very fragrant red rose, well, maybe give Velvet Fragrance a try. It is so amazing you wouldn't believe on fragrance. Absolutely love Velvet Fragrance. And what is the next one? You're probably all wondering now. Well, let's go to our list here. The next one is Annapurna Rose. It is a white rose I have been raving about for the last few weeks, or probably only a week for you guys, but I've been raving about this rose to myself a lot. Such a fragrant white rose, wonderful fragrance of citrus on this one. Simply amazing, very healthy. I love everything about it. It is one of my most favorite white roses. Just look at that picture. Can you see why that rose is one of my most favorite white roses? And then I had a very potent 8.5 out of 10 citrus scent to that. And you got the reason why I'm been raving so much about Annapurna, bred by Doyle. But let's continue here. What is the next one? The next one is actually a Danish rose, and it is Princesse Alexandra Renaissance. And let's have a look. This is really one of the most powerful citrus scented roses I have ever tried. It is a 9 out of 10 for me on citrus. I honestly, it was stronger than even Dee-lish was on a scent. And what I really like about it is it gets this open center with these very ruffled outer edges. Honestly, it looks like nothing else when it opens that center and has these very ruffled outer edges. The perfume on that, simply gorgeous, and the unique look of it. I absolutely love this Danish rose. You can probably see here with the open center and these ruffled edges, and add on top that 9 out of 10 powerful citrus fragrance. Honestly, I really like this Danish rose. I'm not sure I like it as much as Mom in a Million, but it is definitely up there. Definitely up there. And yeah, let's continue here. And what is the next one? The next one is Deep Secret Rose. Oh, Deep Secret. Oh, it is such a Deep Secret, or Mildred Shield is such a wonderful red cut flower. Gives you a lot of big blooms, really full of that damask and yeah, primarily Damask, a little bit of Gallica, but primarily Damask scent on this one. 8.5 out of 10 Damask scent. So powerful, so floriferous, so healthy. Honestly, if you want a rose with fragrant cut flowers you can take inside, this is a very good bet. It does get a bit of thorns though as it gets older, but just look at those blooms. And add on top that it's one of the most fragrant red roses I have ever had in my garden. Honestly, Deep Secret has the health most red roses wished I had, including Mr. Lincoln, including Grafendiana, including a lot of these other red roses. Like when those red roses make 4 blooms, Deep Secret will have made 12 blooms. Deep Secret is simply so floriferous. And when you add that on top of how scented it is, that is simply amazing. A simply amazing rose for that health, floriferousness, and scent. And what about the next one? The next one is Red Parfum de Provence. Red Parfum de Provence is a very scented raspberry rose. Or Gallica if you prefer, but it is scented like raspberry, but it gets the trait from Gallica. What I really like about it is the growth habit is kind of similar to Velvet Fragrance. It's not the biggest monstrosity, but that powerful raspberry fragrance, it has one of the absolute best raspberry fragrances I have ever encountered. Such a beautiful red rose, wonderful for cut flower also. Blooms about the same as Velvet Fragrance. It gives you like 4 to 5 blooms at a time when it's more of a grown-up rose. It is not the most floriferous, but it is such a stunning rose with such a potent raspberry perfume, and it is also very healthy. Let's continue here. Next one is Chartreuse De Parme, Parma, how you like to pronounce it. But this very, very stunning chartreuse colored rose, or chartreuse, I really like this rose. It is one of those roses that I received I think 20 medals for fragrance. Simply amazing. Amazing on fragrance. It stands up to the rain also very well, because even though these flowers are very huge, they're not that deep. They're actually quite shallow cupped, so it tends to stand up to the rain quite well, and the health is also excellent on it. And the fragrance is 8.5 out of 10. Very fruity dominated fragrance. I absolutely love it. It might actually be one of my new favorite roses, this one. A very wonderful rose for perfume for sure. And what is the next one? The next one was actually a surprise for me. That was Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens has such a unique look. It has such a powerful myrrh fragrance you wouldn't believe. A lot of myrrh, a little bit of blood orange. Honestly, that fruitiness on the front end followed that very powerful myrrh with this unique look with a more colored center. Honestly, I really like Paul Rubens, and I can't wait for mine to grow a bit older and me having more experience with it. But such a wonderful fragrant rose for that myrrh fragrance. And just look at that color, really wonderful rose. Let's continue here. The next one is, of course, a very famous one. It is a Dee-lish rose. Now, Dee-lish rose is a really, really potent citrus fragrant rose. It is a wonderful rose. It does want to droop a little bit with the flowers, and it also gets a bit taller. But such a powerful scented citrus fragrance on this one. A very beautiful rose for citrus fragrance. I still prefer Princesse Alexandra Renaissance a little bit more, but honestly, Dee-lish is not that far behind. It is really not. They're both very potent citrus fragrances. Then you have Beverly Rose. Beverly Rose, such a wonderful damask fragrant rose with a bit of citrus thrown in. I really like it. I actually believe this one deserves a 9 out of 10. it is very close to being as fragrant as Mom in a Million, and Mom in a Million is a 9 out of 10 Damask rose for me. So this is another one of those really good fragrant roses in pink you can use in your garden. And I think there's a reason Beverly is becoming slowly one of the best selling roses. I really like this one. Sometimes I do have a little bit of rain damage on it, but it has not been enough for me to stop growing it. Twice in a Blue Moon was much worse for me, and Sophie Roches was also much worse for me on rain damage. But let's continue here. The next one is Kiss Me Kate. Kiss Me Kate is such a wonderful 8 out of 10 citrus fragrant climber. It is extremely healthy and a very good fragrance. It is slowly becoming one of my most favorite climbers. And I'm really considering letting Gertrude Jekyll go because of the black spot and replacing her with a Kiss Me Kate. I really like Kiss Me Kate rose. It is a wonderful citrus fragrant rose with a very unique look and a very good leaf health and disease resistance. But let's continue here. What is the next one? The next one is Raspberry Cupcake. Now, Raspberry Cupcake can sometimes get a bit of rain damage, but what it gives you is a very honorable 8 out of 10 citrus scent, and it also has this kind of old rose look to it. Very beautiful rose, and it also likes to flower decently. So yeah, a very decent citrus fragrance. It can get a bit of rain damage, but most roses can. But yeah, I really like this one too, from the Perfumer collection. And let's just see here if there's more I want to tell you guys about. I actually think that was the roses that will make to the top 12 placement. There are more roses, of course, but to be honest with you, I want to save those for a runner-up video, and I want to save some of the roses for best on health and best on flowering. But I really think these 12 roses were the best I scented in 2025. Especially get Velvet Fragrance, get Annapurna, get Red Parfum de France, get Deep Secret, and what else did we have? Chartreuse De Parme, Peter Paul Rubens, Princesse Alexandra Renaissance. Honestly, all of these are so fragrant. I don't think you'll find roses that are more fragrant than this, to be honest with you, especially Velvet Fragrance. Velvet Fragrance, well, I don't really think that's... Honestly, 99.9% of roses won't be able to compete with Velvet Fragrance. That I promise you. And something like Annapurna with that 8.5 citrus scent. Again, most roses won't be able to compete with Annapurna. And these roses I'm giving you here is a good example of you don't always have to buy Austin roses. You don't always have to buy Perfumer collection roses. Sometimes the best roses are actually these very unique roses from the small breeders that get where they get these kind of one-hit wonders, and then they just does amazing. Like think just about the yellow rose, Julia Child. Julia Child was a one-hit wonder by a more hobby grower that then become a more professional gardener or rose breeder. And a lot of times you see these success stories where the amateurs can really make the best roses. So while a lot of the professional rose growing or rose plant nurseries, they spend like 11 million, and then after 10 years they come up with something that is half decent. I don't know always why it is like that, but sometimes you generally see one-hit wonders out there by people that are relatively unknown. So yeah, if I had to really highlight my favorites out of these, Annapurna, Deep Secret, and Velvet Fragrance, I really believe those three are an absolute must, especially if you have been lacking fragrant red roses and fragrant white roses. which honestly seems to be most people these days, because both Austin and to some extent Codès have kind of decided that red and white don't exist anymore in their breeding programs, which is kind of sad, honestly. I think that's why there's a lot of demand out there now for fragrant white roses and fragrant red roses, and why people have starting more spreading out their search to something that is not Austin and to something that's not always Codès. Codès did give a try with Grafendiana, but Grafendiana, it shatters when you take it inside in a ways, shatters quite quickly. It's not always the most healthy rose. It tends to spend forever in ball and or in budding phase, and honestly Deep Secret is just a superior Grafendiana in every way, nearly. It really is. Yeah, guys, that were the roses I want to highlight for you today. Honestly, I have so many more here. There's multiple pages of more roses that got a very high rating, about an 8, but these are the ones I really want to highlight, because Annapurna was simply amazing on that citrus fragrance. Also Princesse Alexandra Renaissance was amazing on that citrus fragrance and that unique look. Well, fragrance amazing, Annapurna amazing. Really, if there's some roses you had to take away from this rose growing year I just had, really think about those. Well, fragrance, Annapurna, Deep Secret, and these other roses I just mentioned, because they are so amazingly fragrant. But yeah, guys, that was it for this video. I'll probably be doing some more videos, but I'm kind of waiting on getting a second camera, because it is such it is very troublesome when I have to do these videos for you and also film out in the garden, because every time I have to switch up my audio gear and also my camera gear, I have to get the camera connected to the audio interface, get a dummy battery in, get the HDMI and get it to what's it called, cam link, and a lot of other things. So every time I'm removing my camera to go out and film for you guys, it takes such a long time to get it back in here where I have my main studio, that it is really hurting my production time, I think. So I've chosen to get another camera, and hopefully soon in the next few weeks I'll have that camera, and I won't have to worry about switching constantly, and that's slowing me down. But yeah, hopefully that will arrive soon, and I can do some more of these videos in the studio like I'm doing now, where I'm showing you these things, because that's the kind of the reason those kind of videos have been slowing down. That's because every time I remove the camera to go out and film in the garden, I then have to set everything back up inside again, and that just takes forever. So I hope that in the next few weeks I'll have the other camera, and things will really speed up. But yeah, guys, well, fragrance, Annapurna, Deep Secret, really go check those roses out. They're amazing roses. And that was it for today.